Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, and linger. Not to mention to live the life we love. Well, we're all instinctual beings, and our roots are in spirit. Our dominant intent is to feel good and connect to spirit, and then be a catalyst for other people to connect to spirit. That means we're a world citizen. Each one of us is a world citizen reaching for the best for everyone. So my affirmation masters have taught me to flow. And their affirmation to me was, I allow the fullness of being to flow because that's who I am. My natural instinct is to deliberately reach for spirit. My dominant intent is to stay connected to spirit. I pre-pave the road with a vision of prosperity, health, goodwill, and peace. I'm a vibrational match for my desire, and spirit is my root. So with that as my mindset, I look out into the world, and the first thing I'm reminded is you have to do your own dharma, as it says in the Gita. Better one's own dharma done poorly than another's done well. Each one of us has a way to be in the world. That's the way we're made, and not to get bent out of shape by society's pliers or let the uber culture dictate who you should be. Now the problem, and I like to repeat this again and again because I never know who's listening on a daily basis or tuning in every now and then, is we're in a free fall for the future because the critique that I'm making is that the postmodern mind doesn't believe there's a center. Astronomy tells us that from the original fireball blast, the edge of the universe is still moving away from wherever that fireball blast came from at the speed of light, 186,000 miles a second. It's an unbelievable, staggering idea. Where's the center of that? So the Sacred Canopy, the term that I use to determine what used to give us protection and connection, how do you find your way back to that? Those old myths don't work anymore. And yet there's a way where you can use the myth and yet not be lost in the metaphor and find a way to apply it to the current historical circumstances that we're all in. One of my teachers calls it one river, many wells. It doesn't matter which one you take all the way down. Just keep on going. Don't stop after 50 feet. If you haven't struck water, keep on going. The substratum is the same, the universal, abstract, invisible spirit that we all are. So whether you're Buddhist and you're learning from the three heavenly messengers, because there are no bullshit advisor, you look around and you see sickness, old age, and death, and you realize this is the legacy for everyone, not because you did it wrong, not because you deserve it, but this is how life is. How do you make the most of that? Well, my way first is following the yoga path, which is for me a metaphor as well as an actual practice. And they teach you in yoga to surrender to your Ishta Devata, the deed of your heart. What is the thing that touches you with compassion and love and makes you want to self-naught yourself, self-annihilate yourself, give yourself over in complete service? Accept the fact that each one of us is crucified on the material plane. And so we want to balance our horizontal striving with our vertical reach. Now, I've been fortunate enough to understand this with a number of people in my life, and if this hasn't happened to you, it still can happen to you. Maybe you haven't realized it has happened to you, and that is your mentor, a person who creates a field of visibility for you of how it looks like when you're there, whatever the field is. Find someone who's working in some field that you love, that you have passion for, and mimic them, emulate them, hang out with them, find out from them how did they get their path going, and it'll give you clues about what you need to do to immerse yourself and therefore be embodied spirit, showing the joy of good works through your devotion to whatever is the form that you have found. So also remember the importance of being emotionally literate. Emotion is primary, thinking is secondary. So that's why they say when you feel it in your gut, the cells in your stomach haven't evolved to self-doubt. If you feel it there, you're pretty sure that's what it is. So trust your gut, trust your heart. It's the same thing. Trust your intuition. And look out for the little stuff, the piddly stuff, because we trip over molehills, not mountains. And they say the details, pay attention to the moment-to-moment mindfulness, because that's where it's all happening. See you next week.